Hey everybody, Michelle with Michelle's Frugal Living here. Thanks for watching my videos, and today is February the 16th of 2017. I'm going to come on and do a little couponer chat with you guys today. So last week I made a video about should you be giving your coupon stockpile away. Today I wanted to talk about dealing with people who expect you to give them stuff for free out of your coupon stockpile. And this is something that I deal with constantly. Yeah. I even, not only, like people in my life, although I have to say it's chilled down a lot because people over the years have gotten used to, me, in my rules about giving things away, I guess I want to say. But like, I'll get like people begging, leaving comments on my YouTube or on Instagram, begging for stuff out of my stockpile or whatever. And I just find that to be obnoxious. Something else that I really don't appreciate is people trying to give my stuff away for me. And that happens in real life. My man is really bad about it. He just assumes because I say I got it for free that I'm willing to give it away. And he's all the time trying to do that to me, but he's not the only one, who's done that. And, and I get comments all the time on my YouTube videos and on Instagram about what I should be doing with my coupon stockpile. And it's nobody's business. It's up to me what I do with it. I do, share the fact that I give stuff away. I say that in my videos, and still people need to tell me what I need to do with it. So I wanted to talk about some things that I have done over the years, said to people about if they were asking for stuff, and I wasn't willing to give it away. Okay. It's important that you know what it is that you plan on doing with your coupon stockpile. So if you're purely getting it for yourself and your immediate family, because I think it's important that everybody have a 2 or 3 month supply of everything you could need for emergency purposes. Having it ready. Therefore, you don't want to be giving it away, right? Maybe you are couponing and getting all this stuff for free so you can purely be giving it away. But what you need to know is who it is that you're willing to give it to also, right? Yeah, because once people know you got lots of stuff, they're going to start wanting it, right? Okay, so you need to make a plan, what it is you're going to say to people if they ask you for something. And, if it's your mother, you might tell her something different than you might tell your cousin or your best friend or just your coworker, okay? And it's one of those things that she might change over time depending on, how much of a certain thing you might have, So it isn't like this has to be, set in stone. And I certainly have changed my opinion over time. And that's really based on how much I paid for something, and how much of something I might have. All right, so just some ideas of things you could say depending on your situation. I've told people before that, I give stuff away when I can. For those reasons right there I just said, that, maybe I don't have any extra toothpaste right now, or that kind of thing. I think it's appropriate to tell people, just because I got it for free doesn't mean that it was technically free. I do have to spend time couponing and buying coupons or whatever. The whole thing about, nothing in life is free, really. You do have to put some effort into it, which leads me to tell people that you can coupon these items for free just the same as I can. Right? If I'm out there couponing, you can go coupon too. We live in the same town. We have the same exact stores. The coupons are available to anybody. And I have had to tell that to a lot of people. I can do it, you can do it too, right? It ain't no secret club here in the coupon world. Yeah, so people might see that you're like giving gifts and away all the time, and they may misconstrue that as you just handing stuff out for free when it's a gift, or maybe someone did something for you, like the guy who fixed my car, I'd give him things. And so, what if somebody in your family did something nice for you or whatever, watch your kids, and you gave them some stuff out of your stockpile, and then your cousin over here saw you giving this other cousin something, and they're like, well, hey, why don't you give me something for free too? You might need to explain the situation behind why it is that they saw you giving some stuff away that this other cousin over here, they may never do anything for you. They just out there with their hand out, and never help anybody out. So, I think it's totally valid to say these things to people. And I know it's difficult sometimes to just outright say that, but you have to find the reason for yourself that you feel comfortable saying to someone. And the one thing, my parents used to do to me all the time, and they had to get over this, and I think, my dad, he still do it to me, slide me some money after I give him some stuff. It's like I just wanted to give you guys some things, and they want to pay me for it. And I find that like my parents, my man who can have anything that I have, I'd even give him some of my special shampoo, my John Frieda. If he really wanted it, I'd let him have it. But they're the ones who always wanted to pay me back for whatever it is that I was giving them. And I do not see any problem in telling people, you know what, you can make a little donation to my couponing fund, and I could give you some stuff, or just outright sell it to them, right? And save them some money that way. I do buy things specifically for people, and then they pay me back for it. And an example of that is with my sister buying diapers, and we came to an agreement that I would go ahead and get them for her, and then she can pay me back the cost of the diapers. And yeah, and I know she's out there, she does some couponing, she just doesn't do it as extreme as I do. So, and I'm willing to help my sister out that way. So, maybe they can give you some money because there is cost in couponing that people who don't coupon might not even think about, especially if you're out there saying, I got it for free all the time, right? Which leads me into my next point, that you need to take some preventative measures to stop the whole situation for people coming to you and begging for some stuff, wanting your coupon stockpile. One of a big problem is that you're putting it out there on social media that you got all this stuff for free, and you're out bragging about it all the time. Well, I think it's just natural that people are going to say, hey, if you got all that stuff for free, why aren't you sharing it with me, right? And so maybe you need to limit how much you're actually telling people about your stockpile, how much, that you're getting all this stuff. I mean, if you want to if you're out there boasting about it, then, maybe you need to tell people that you're willing to sell some things to them for $1, or if they make a donation to you, or you need to outright say, I can give away a couple of these shampoos. Does anybody need them? Or something like that. So, but, maybe just cut it back, limit how much you actually tell people, because I know from my personal experience, and I would show a few things on my Facebook or whatever that I got here and there, but I don't post regularly out there that all this stuff that I'm getting. I put it in my YouTube videos. If anybody wants to come and look at that, then people can see it there, but and on my Instagram. But it's not like my family isn't like, I don't have my Instagram so my family can follow me. It's for the couponers. Okay. But um, yeah, you know, like, I think now, if I had known 5 years ago what it was going to become, I probably wouldn't have told so many people. I wouldn't have talked about my couponing so much. You know, I did wait for quite a while before I even got to talking about it at work that I couponed. But I would have kept it more quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because the more people know, the more people expect. And then they think that you're being stingy and greedy by not sharing the stuff. And it just leads to hurt feelings and everything. And yeah, so just maybe, you know, tone it down on how much you talk about it. Or if you haven't started talking about it, don't start talking about it. You know, you don't want people to know. And another problem is when you have Thanksgiving at your house and you have 20 people come over and you decide, hey, I'm going to show off my stockpile to everybody because I'm really proud of it. And that, you know, you want to tell people, look at all this, you know, I got all of this stuff for free and it's really fabulous. But if you're going to parade everybody through your stockpile, then you need to expect that they're going to ask you for some stuff, right? So then that may lead to some hurt feelings at Thanksgiving, you know, because you said, oh no, because they're like seeing you got 20 bottles of shampoo up there, you know, well, you can spare some of that, you know, so maybe you just don't even want to tell people about it, okay? And then, so here's the situation that happened to me too. When I had first started couponing and I first was letting people know that I was couponing and that I was willing to give some stuff away. So I said, you can come over and you can have some stuff. I had all of my stuff in my spare bedroom and I was like, come back here, you can have some things. Well, then they started everything, including all the stuff that I was like my personal stuff that I didn't really want to give away. It was all in one place. So they started picking through and they were taking things and then it's like, how do I tell? You can't have that. No. But then I just told them they could come in here and have stuff. And now I'm telling them they can't have it, you know? So now I have my stuff that I don't want to give away in one location. And anything I'm willing to get rid of, I keep separate. I keep it all separated. And it's a lot easier that way. And then there's no question. Okay, so if anybody's coming to look through my stuff, they can look through the stuff over here and not these items over here. You know, the only reason I pull things out of my personal stash for anybody, you know, it might be a very specific reason for doing something like that. So just be cautious about how much you actually show people. Okay, anyway, so yeah, just find yourself a reason that you can be ready with. Be prepared to tell someone about why they can't be having your stuff. And anybody who calls you petty or, you know, selfish for not giving stuff away out of your coupon stockpile, they're nobody who needs anything out of your coupon stockpile for free anyways. They aren't the ones who need it, right? Okay. Next week, I think I'm going to do my topic will be, why would you give your coupon stockpile away? So anyways, we'll talk about that next week. Bye.